I've been getting a lot of questions about how I made the bed slider in the back of my truck, but just want to give you a real quick warning here. This is not going to work probably for 99% of you for a number of reasons, and I'll explain that. But the idea of this video is not necessarily to show you how to make this, but maybe at least inspire some DIY thinking and finding new ways that you could come up with your own solution. Just as a real quick summary, if you decide if you even want to watch this, I built this using rails for garage doors and the wheels that would normally go on garage doors. And this is mounted to the Utilitrack that is present in the bed of some Nissan Frontier trucks. So if you don't have a Nissan Frontier with the Utilitracks and you don't have access to a certain kind of garage door rail, and I found this, used, I found it at a recycle center. This system is probably not gonna work for you, but keep watching, I'll show you what I did.
Here in Eugene, we're fortunate to have Bring, which is a reuse recycle center. People donate old building materials, hardware, fixtures here instead of tossing it at the dump. And then other people like me scavenge through it for stuff we can use. I almost always start my DIY projects here because I can often find some bits and pieces I can use for a fraction of the cost of buying it new at the hardware store. And also sometimes I simply find a solution I didn't know I was looking for. That was the case for the garage door rails. I originally snagged these in a handful of garage door rollers for a completely different project that ended up going in a different direction. So I had this stuff sitting around, but I spent less than $20 on the rails and the rollers. This was sort of a lucky find because these rails are extra heavy gauge metal, much heavier duty than standard garage door rails, and they have this extra tab along the back, which most rails do not have. This made it possible for me to mount them securely to the Utilitrack rails in the bed of the Frontier. Captive nuts designed for unistrut systems work perfectly in the Utilitrack. I just had to make sure I positioned everything so that the rails would be both perched solidly atop the Utilitrack and also still be able to get a socket onto the bolt heads. The $80 Harbor Freight drill press continues to prove itself well worth the investment, allowing effortless precision placement of my bolt holes. This seems more than solid enough for the task at hand. I did try to find wood at Bring, but lumber can be a little hit and miss, and I ultimately bought new material. This 4x8 sheet of shop-grade half-inch plywood was $45, and I got utility-grade 1x4s and 2x2s for a few bucks each. Originally, when I was building this, the bed slide was not intended to be exposed to the weather. It was going to be enclosed by a camper solution I was going to be testing out. I would probably construct this a little differently for all-weather use. Before I got too deep into building the drawer, I wanted to make sure the garage door rollers and rails would even work. So I first worked on attaching the rollers to the plywood base. The neighbor's cat was helpful, as always.
Hello, Hooters.
Because the roller axles simply slide into the mounting hardware, this was going to pose some problems with the drawer staying aligned as it pulls in or out, and also could have the wheel simply falling off when the drawer is pulled out. So back to the drill press. I punched a small hole through the bracket and axle, and just put a little finish nail through the hole, which I bent to keep in place. This keeps the rollers from slipping out of their brackets, but allows the wheels to still spin. The drawer itself is really very simple construction. I cut the 1x4s to make the sides. I just attached these through the bottom of the drawer using coarse threaded drywall screws. I'm sure that makes the craftsman among you shudder, but it's fast and easy and good enough for my uses. As you may have noticed, I removed the stock tailgate cover. It's just too thick and corrugated and was going to prevent the rollers from going smoothly in and out of the rails.
Alright, so this is now effectively usable, though obviously it's not weatherproof yet. The next most important thing, I think, is going to be to create a panel for this so those wheels can roll over it.
1/4-inch plywood is the perfect depth. Again, as this was supposed to be all protected interior, I wasn't too concerned about how weatherproof this would be. For long-term outdoor use, you'd want to come up with a more weather-resistant solution. I used the stock tailgate cover to figure out where to drill bolt holes in my new panel. I just used the original screws to secure this. Don't worry, this is going to get coated with bed liner, I'm just test fitting here. For added rigidity and to help support the drawer when the rearmost wheels leave the rails, I'm adding these 2x2 runners. Some of the roller brackets needed to be shaved down a bit to prevent them from dragging on the corrugated ribs of the truck bed. I used 3 cans of spray can bed liner, which, at $10 a can, ended up being one of the more costly elements of the build. At this point in my build process, I had found out that I won't have a camper protecting this after all, but I needed to get out on my Hawaii trip with Jason of Primal Outdoors, so I added tie downs to help secure the load and keep a tarp in place over my gear. I decided to secure my tarp to the cab end of the drawer so I wouldn't have to worry about getting that end of the tarp perfectly tied down. I used some aftermarket plastic locking clips to plug the remaining holes in the tailgate. It's an almost perfect fit, but there's a tiny bit of play when the tailgate is closed, so I got these self-adhesive rubber furniture pads to pad both ends of the drawer and keep it snug and immobile. With the test load in place, I realized this was probably a little too much weight for those 4 little garage door rollers, so I went back to Bring to find more. The new ones aren't quite the same depth, so I had to add an extra layer of wood. This setup then endured a week of backcountry adventuring out through eastern Oregon and southwest Idaho. To be honest, I was a little skeptical about how well this would hold up. As I said earlier in the video, I originally had the idea to use this garage door hardware for a much lighter weight application. To my surprise, it endured the trip quite well, supporting all my gear over all kinds of terrain and getting used multiple times a day. This made camping out of the back of my truck so much more practical. Back home after the trip, the drawer was still working fine.
So I realize the odds of you being able to recreate this exact build is very, very slim, because I don't even know how you would go about finding that exact same kind of garage door rail that happens to have that additional lip on the other side. But I hope at least you found this helpful, possibly as a source of inspiration for coming up with your own solution. Thanks for watching.